Bienvenue dans le podcast de BeeBonds, la plateforme de crowdlending. Je m'appelle Joël Duisan et je suis le fondateur de BeeBonds. Dans chaque épisode, nous allons vous présenter les personnes qui portent les projets en financement et nous lèverons le voile sur leur vision et leur parcours. Nous aborderons également les thématiques liées au financement d'entreprises et aux stratégies d'investissement pour dynamiser l'épargne citoyenne et la trésorerie des entreprises. Bonne écoute.
Welcome to the BeeBonds podcast. Today, we're talking about Elysian Heights, Azure Group's latest real estate project, with Roberto Bergonzi Martinez, director of Azure Capital. The project includes the acquisition of a 7,000 square meter plot of land and a clubhouse in Benahavis on the Costa del Sol to create a luxury residential complex consisting of 12 apartments. This is the group's fourth campaign on BeeBonds. Roberto, welcome. Thanks for being back on the podcast.
Hello, Noemi. Thank you so much for having me here today. It's a pleasure as always.
So let's start with an overview of Elysian Heights and the vision behind this new project.
Yes, for sure. So, as you may be aware now, as well as BeeBonds and our very kind supporters, it's a project that falls within our branded development strategy. So we call a value-added investment, which consists in the acquisition of an existing clubhouse, but also for a land of development, which will allow for the construction of 12 units. So it's important to note that, that we are still in prospection phases, in the sense that this project will be branded by an international hotel chain and also designed by an international designer. And what is also very important to note as well is that this project features an existing clubhouse, which is amazing. It's 1,700 square meters of a wellness area, fitness, restaurant, spa, terraces, and swimming pools, which is a very strong point for the development because it's what will be providing services to the rest of the residential units.
And so this project is located on the Costa del Sol in Benahavis. Can you talk to us a bit about the real estate market in the region?
Yes, for sure. So what we need to understand about the Spanish real estate market is that it's very, buoyant in areas such as Madrid and Barcelona in the Balearic Islands. But beyond that, Marbella has been positioning itself at the top of the market because we've seen a lot of growing demand. To give you an example, in 2023, around 90% of all purchasers were actually of foreign origin. We see that this is an area that is very attractive for many reasons. It has a very strong luxury and high-end offering. It has a beautiful scenery with mountains and an almost infinite number of golf courses. And it has really a vibrant lifestyle that our clients look after because we can have year-end services, which is not something that you could say in many other areas, I would say in Europe in general, when you're looking at this type of second residence property. The area is also witnessing a lot of supply shortage for various reasons. As you can imagine, there is less and less land which is available for development. We are operating now in a sector which has very high barriers to entry for several reasons. First of all, you require a lot of capital to be able to develop such a project, a lot of know-how to navigate really the complex zoning and regulatory requirements, and also a lot of technical and design know-how. So when you put these two together, we're confident that the area will continue to experience a lot of growth, especially in terms of prices. What we have to also note that is very important is that the project is located in Benahavis, which is a municipality in Malaga. It's around 10-15 minutes from Marbella. And this municipality is a municipality that has the highest median price per unit of households in Spain. So in 2023, I believe that we're standing around an average of 2.21 million euros. Lastly, we're also capitalizing on what we like to call the branded residence momentum. Why? Because this is a sector which is very developed in areas such as Middle East, Asia, where you see it in Dubai, also in the US, but not so much in Europe. Although in Europe, one of the prime destinations for such type of properties is Marbella. So we are trying to capitalize on this trend as well.
It sounds like it's a desired market, but also a competitive one in terms of the luxury real estate that's available. How is your project standing out from the others in the area?
So our project is designed really to align with what we have identified as the market trends and what our affluent buyers are looking for. So this can be split into several requirements. The first one is exclusivity and security. The development ensures privacy because we have double gated access to the community. There's not much traffic in the area, and we have a lot of spacious plots which prioritize seclusion, which is what our clients look after. Again, we're in a prime location. We're positioned really on a very picturesque hillside where we can have panoramic views of the entire Mediterranean Sea. We have proximity to luxury amenities in Marbella and Puerto Banús, and we have access to almost 57 golf courses nearby for those types of buyers. Lastly, we've seen that there's a demand for projects that adapt to post-pandemic trends, in the sense that we've tried to work the project around larger spaces, a lot of outdoor living areas, a lot of wellness-focused amenities, which is really keeping up with the preferences of our current buyers.
Like many of your projects, Elysian Heights aims to achieve a BREEAM certification. For those less familiar with this, can you explain a little bit about the certification and then talk about how you'll be developing the project to meet these standards?
So, I mean, with our group, I think it's very important to emphasize that we focus a lot on sustainability and environmental responsibility, simply because when you're a real estate developer today and you want to be competitive, this is what the clients are looking for, and it's the right thing to do at the end of the day. So, although we're still, say, on the early stages of the project from a technical perspective, what we can say is that with our architect and our advisor, we're aiming to obtain a BREEAM certification that would qualify between the very good and excellent standards. So for those who do not know, BREEAM is a globally recognized standard for assessing the sustainability of buildings and infrastructure. And basically what we do is we evaluate the projects based on several criteria. That can be energy efficiency, it can be promoting the efficient systems to reduce waste and then water use, sourcing materials from sustainable, local or low impact sources, focusing a lot on health and well-being, because it goes beyond really just the environmental footprint. And these are the type of requirements that we're really looking after. And I think it's worth mentioning that, I mean, our architect is collaborating with a consultant for these purposes, which they have already successfully delivered many projects under the BREEAM criteria in the past.
Clearly, there are a lot of elements to put in place for this project. Let's talk a bit about the execution timeline that you have in mind. How is that looking from acquisition, construction to completion?
So, I mean, from acquisition to completion, the entire project is expected to take approximately 26 months. This is divided into several phases. So the first phase is to finalize the acquisition, which we're targeting by year end. Then, of course, you have really the initial phase, which of construction, which focuses on preparing the site with the earthworks and soil consolidation, which is crucial for establishing the foundation for the development. We expect that to last around 4 months. Then we'll have the wall and foundation construction phase, followed by the phase which involves building the main structure, completing the internal and external works, and urbanization. So when you put all that together, we're targeting to start the construction by early next year, and then we can add around 26 months of a timeline.
So we have the timeline in place. We've talked about the project. Now let's talk a little bit about the sponsor behind this project.
Sure. So, I mean, the project sponsor is Azure Group, which is part of the R&R universe, which is very well known to BeeBonds. But more specifically, this project is being structured via an entity in Spain called Mediterranean REIT SL, which is basically a company which is in the process of being transformed into a REIT, which is a real estate investment trust, and which we're targeting to list in a public market by next year. Okay. We believe that developing this project with BeeBonds via this structure is beneficial for investors for many reasons, because, I mean, first of all, we're providing an asset-backed security in the sense that we're obtaining the loan and we're providing a mortgage security on a plot of land, which is in Ibiza. Second of all, when you are qualified as a REIT, which again is our target for next year, then you're subject to very strong transparency and regulation requirements by the regulatory authorities, which can include financial reporting standards, audit, continuous disclosures, and so forth. And again, focus on protection, because we're providing a first-ranking mortgage security on what we believe is a prime plot of land, which is valued at around 1.95 million euros in Ibiza for residential development.
Excellent. Thank you. So as we mentioned at the top of the podcast, this is the fourth campaign that the group is doing on BeeBonds. Can you tell us how the other projects, Arenal Beach, Panorama, and Altair Hills, are going?
For sure. So Arenal is advancing very well. We are at the last phases of construction. I mean, we're focusing now mainly on the finishings and the construction works on the amenities and common areas, and we expect to be able to deliver the development before next summer. With Altea, we've seen a series of improvements which have been introduced into the complex, mainly amenities and services, such as a cocktail bar by the pool, which has been expanded, and also improvements on parking facilities and better landscape integration. I think it's also very important to note that our team is working hard on the technical aspect, and it's been advancing with the design, which will be featuring a Philip Stark. And lastly, we are entering really a strong phase of marketing, which we're foreseeing for the beginning of next year, which is really the crucial stage for this development. But overall, we've seen a very strong reception of the market, again, because we've capitalized on a trend in which we've seen a lot of growth in the northern area of Alicante. As I mentioned earlier to you, in Marbella, the supply is quite limited, and the Balearic Islands, same thing. So we're really capitalizing on this trend, and we're very happy. And lastly, with regards to Panorama, from a technical point of view, construction started already, I believe it was 6 months ago. And the progress includes fencing the site and then really clearing the land and focused on the earthworks, which is particularly the basement area. From a commercial perspective, as you know, we have already around 20% of the units which have been reserved. And in the last quarter, we've seen a growing interest. We've been working with a local agency, which has brought us 22 visits, which are mainly from, say, middle-aged individuals and young couples, because this is a type of clientele that we're really seeing in the area, but also a certain number of investors. So we are quite happy with the progress.
Fantastic. Thank you. And before we sign off, are there any final words that you'd like to share with the BeeBonds community?
Certainly. First of all, say a big thank you to BeeBonds for the trust and support. Big thank you to all the investors for supporting us on this fourth development. And just to say that I truly believe that this is an amazing opportunity for many reasons. I mean, we're working on a premium development, which focuses on what we like to call slow luxury. You know, in a society full of mass standardization, what we like to do is provide a product that really reflects local heritage, local culture, a distinct type of design that respects the Andalusian heritage, all combined with the necessary amenities and luxury lifestyle that our clients are looking for. So we're very confident that with all this in mind, we have a very distinctive product in an area which has been focused solely on branding and not so much on the real work behind a real estate developer. So thank you again for the opportunity, and I hope to speak to you guys soon again.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Roberto, for joining us today, and best of luck with the campaign.
Thank you so much, man.